Hello, I'm Priya and I'm going to present a video on case study. So first, I welcome you all for this session. In this case study, we are going to see about the supply chain challenges. So supply chain, sometimes called the value chain or a demand chain management, consists of firms collaborating to leverage strategic positioning and to improve the operating efficiency. For each firm involved, the supply chain relationship reflects the strategic choices. A supply chain strategic is a channel arrangement based on acknowledged dependency and relationship management. The supply chain operation requires some managerial processes that span across the functional areas within the individual firms and link trading patterns, and the consumer across organizational boundaries. So this is a supply chain mind map. Suppliers, manufacturers, distributors, retailers, and shoppers. So next, logistics. The logistics is contrast to supply chain management, is the work required to move and position inventory through a supply chain. As such, logistics is a subset of and occurs within the broader frameworks of a supply chain. Logistics is the process that creates a value by timing and positioning inventories. It is the combination of a firm's order management, inventory, transportation, warehousing, materials, handling, and packaging as integrated throughout a facility network. Integrated logistics serves to link and synchronize the overall supply chain as a continuous process and is essential for effective supply chain connectivity. While the process of logistical works has remained essential and the same over the decades, the way the work is performed continues to radical changes. So the supply chain logistics, which means the transportation, is mainly called as logistics. Next, a successful supply chain strategies. What are all that? A recent Accenture study revealed 6 different but equally successful supply chain strategies. So first one, market strategy saturation driven, focusing on generating high profit margins through strong brands and obsequence marketing and distribution. Next, operational agile, configuring assets and operations to react nimbly to emerging consumer trends along line of product categories or geographic region. Third one, freshness oriented, concentrating on earning a premium by providing the consumers with product that is fresher than competitive offering. Fourth one, consuming customize, using mass customization to build and maintain close relationship with end consumers through direct sales. Fifth, logistics optimizer, emphasizing a balance of supply chain efficiency and effectiveness. Sixth, trade focused, prioritizing low price best value for the consumers as with a logistic optimizer strategy, but focusing less on brand than dedicated services to trade customers. So procurement, offer life cycle management, product life cycle management, logistics, supply chain strategy, and supply chain planning. So this is the strategies for supply chain. Next, integrated management. Across all aspects of business operations, attention is focused on achieving integrated management. The challenge to achieving integrated management results from the long-standing traditions of performing and measuring work on a functional basis. Since the industrial revolution, achieving the best practice has focused managerial attention on functional specialization. The prevailing beliefs was the better the performance of a specific function, the greater the efficiency of an overall process. For well over a century, this fundamental commitment to functional efficiency drove best practices in organization structures, performance, measurement, and accountability. So an integrated management is based on the people who are working under to develop a product. In terms of management, firms have traditionally been structured into the department to facilitate work focus on routinization, standardization, and control. Accounting practices were developed to measure the departmental performance. Most performance measurement focused on individual functions. Two examples of common functional measurements are the cost per unit to manufacture and the cost per 100 byte to transport. Cross-functional managements and allocations were typically limited to cost common to all functional areas of work such as overhead, labor, utilities, insurance, interests, and so on. So next, collaboration. The history of a business has been dominated by the desire to cooperate but always couched within a competitive frameworks, whereas the competition remains the dominant model guiding free market economics. The increased importance of collaborations has positioned the supply chain as a primary unit of competition. In today global economy, supply chain arrangements compete with each other for customer loyalty. Next, enterprise extensions. The central thrust of enterprise extensions expanded managerial influences and control beyond the ownership boundaries of a single enterprise to facilitate joint planning and operations with customers and suppliers. The fundamental belief is that collaborative behavior between firms that integrated process will maximize the customer's impact, reduces overall risk, and greatly improve the efficiency. Enterprises extensive builds on two basic paradigms: information sharing and process specialization. First, information sharing. Information sharing paradigm is a idea spreads beliefs that achieving a high degree of cooperative behavior receives that supply chain participants voluntarily share operating information and jointly plan strategies. The scope of cross-enterprises collaboration should span beyond the sales history to include plans detailing promotions, new product introduction, and day-to-day operations. See Industries Insight 1 to 3, for example, a leader supplies collaborations in the automotive industries. Next, process specialization. The process specialization paradigm is commitment to focusing collaborative management arrangements on planning joint operations towards a goal of eliminating non-productive or non-value coding adding work by firms in the supply chain. The basic idea is to design the overall supply chain process in a manner that identifies a specific firm's responsibilities. Thank you, and I'm concluding this video.